Hey guys, good morning. It's Coach Scott. Hope you guys are doing well today. Today, I gotta tell you, I had no trouble getting up this morning. I feel pretty good. Still kind of riding the high a little bit of the FTP test last night. Um, I did 7 watts better than Monday. I knew I had more. I still think I even have a little more, but I don't think I'm gonna push it too hard. All right, let's see what we got here today. The weigh-in was down a little bit more, 236.8, heading the right direction. Remember, we were 239 point something on Monday, so that's good. So here's my new FTP for today's ride. I'm bringing this way down. I don't really want this to be anything crazy today. I'm gonna go over to the workouts. Let's see what we got. I'm just going to go back into the 6-week training program that we just did because I'm familiar what they are. And we're going to grab an hour foundation ride. We're going to grab this week 2, day 3. And that's nice. Just taking it nice and easy today. It's been a bit of a crazy week and I'm tired. 2 FTP tests. Again, the whole point of this week is just to kind of chill out, let that 6-week training program kind of sink in. Now that we're done with it. I can't even clip in the pedals this morning. There we go. Then get back at it next week. Now, next week, I got to tell you, I was supposed to come up with my own 4-week plan. That was our plan, and I haven't done it. So that's something I'm going to start working. I mean, I've worked on it. I kind of have the general outline of what I want to do every day. I just don't have the actual workouts every day. So might have to do something else, or I better get off my butt and do it. One or the other. But I think this is the setup that we did yesterday, and I kind of like the setup because of the 6-minute warm-up, 6-minute cool-down. It's a good deal though today. We're just not looking for anything super challenging. See Ron here. I'm not sure if Todd is here. I haven't heard much from Todd since yesterday. Got a minute to go. Thursday night ride is tonight. Got a bunch of trivia all set up for us. Very excited about it. I see Matt here. You tired too? Yeah, I think it's going to be a good October. Here we go, October 1. I didn't even think of that. October 1. We're going to have a good October. Everyone's going to have a good October. We owe it to ourselves. We got to have a nice little distraction from the world outside. You might as well just ride the bike, do some running, maybe get back into the weight training. I say this like I feel like a broken record, but that's what I need to do. Wow, my legs are really kind of tired today. I think this is a smart choice. You know, it's funny. I finished that. Hey, just made it. Todd's side just made it. Attaboy, Todd. But we're going up Mount Ventoux today. Not that it really will matter. Like I said, my legs this morning are feeling it. When you look at that, the FTP test, it's really just, it's one big push. One huge push. I'm not sure what workout you guys are doing today, but I just got something nice and light in there. So Matt was asking me about my shoulders. So he was watching the live stream yesterday. I think you gotta catch me, man. Halfway through 33. There's definitely tension in my shoulders when I ride, which isn't good. You're not supposed to have that. And I can see it whenever I look at myself in the live stream. I don't know how much is my form. I think part of it's the camera angle. It looks worse than it is. I think part of it is my seat is tilted too far forward, which is making me kind of like lean forward and hunch and kind of put too much weight on the top part. I think the seat's probably a little too high because I do kind of go back and forth. Just sort of, it's indicative of that you're kind of reaching when you get to the bottom of your pedal stroke. But I honestly don't feel like, maybe I'm just inflexible, but I don't feel like, it's not like my legs are locked out. Core strength. I'd show you my core, but no one wants to see that. So I got to tell you, Ron, I did this course so you can get some altitude this morning, since we've been doing a lot of rides that have just been the last week or so of just trying to get some miles. Unfortunately, I adjust my seat all the time, but I don't really like adjust it. It's not like I adjust it far. I make little tweaks here and there based on how I feel. I think maybe over time, all those little tweaks kind of got to one big tweak. It was weird when I got outside that day when we climbed Whiteface. It felt a little weird, to be honest. A lot of the seat adjusting has been based off of just saddle pain and trying to find the right saddle. I mean, at that point, it's just the difference is the pain got so intense that it's like either I'm not going to ride or I got to find a comfortable spot for the saddle. I do think with riding as much as I have over the last 6 months, a lot of that has gone away. Well, listen, I'm not going to help you a lot today, Ron, with with leading the pack, taking a pull off the front. So I'll leave that to you. I'm happy I got up this morning. Actually, I got out of bed pretty easy. Felt like I got a good night's sleep. I've been doing this thing where I wake up. We went to bed at 10:30. And I woke up at 11. I woke up in the middle of the night, had no idea what time it was. I feel like an old man. So I rehydrated after the FTP test. Probably overdid a little bit. So now you know why I had to wake up in the middle of the night. And it's one of those where I feel like it could potentially be like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I gotta wake up soon. Then you check the clock, and you've only been asleep for an hour. And it's not even midnight. I'll just keep it in oil lane, you know, what's the difference? Confusing my erg mode. I know I'm rocking back. I think it's because the seat's too high. I also think, you know what it is too? It's the structure, like I'm not locked in that well. You should have came with us that last time, Matt. We were talking about doing it again though. I can't even get my legs to go at 80 RPM. Today's ride was a good choice. It was a good choice to pull back. I know it's a little strange to be so excited that my FTP went up to 240 and then to knock it back to 200 just so I can get an easy workout in. Yeah, that was Labor Day too. That was a vacation 5 a.m. ride. But you're crazy like that, man. It ain't just Romans and booze and siding. Matt's wife's got a new bike. Good stuff. She'll be on here in due time, I'm sure. You guys can't see it, but in that right-hand column underneath the chat, there's some people that are pushing real hard up this hill. There's a whole bunch of red there. Now they kind of stopped. I know my legs are fatigued because today's 145 set feels like yesterday's 165 set, 170. See, when I go into the aero, my seat's tilted so far forward that I slip down. I gotta tilt it back up a little bit, pull it back a little. Yeah, it is, Ron. Sluggish. But we're here. We're doing it. Check the box. I tell you, I put these aero bars on, then I went to get fit, and my fitter told me I shouldn't have aero bars on. Basically, she said I was fat, basically. She didn't, she was kind about it. And I was 225 then, too. Basically, the way I'm set up and the way I get comfortable, I'm still too upright. Another day in the wind column, absolutely right. So, she advised that I take the aero bars off. But then I come in here, and I get really uncomfortable from time to time, and I just get into aero as just another position, so I can kind of move around, change position. But the one thing that it does is it took away the tops. I can't. So with that, with the elbow rest here, I can't grab here, and this is kind of a comfortable position for me. I like being on the hoods. I like being on the tops too, and I can't really grab that now anymore with the aero bars in the way. So I kind of took away one position and put the aero position in, which when I'm doing these rides, sometimes I just like to get into aero. It's because it's like cozies, like you nap a little bit. I haven't gone to that fitter in 2 years. She was too far away. She was highly recommended. I think she did a good job. I have like a lot of other things going on. The problem is, I think with fitting, part of the problem is you gotta have a relationship with that person and go back and forth. I got no one near me, no one near the house that knows what they're doing. Like if I go to the local bike shops, it's basically they just throw you on the bike and it's like guesswork. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on getting fit. I ain't free riding up Ventu, that's for sure. They didn't tell me that. They basically said that the way I sit up and ride, the handlebars being too high, I don't get a lot of advantage going into aero because if the handlebars are low and your seat is high, you kind of can get that aerodynamic form, which I don't really get because my handlebars are raised as high as they can go, and the reason that is because I don't feel comfortable leaning forward too much on these things and getting into that position. Part of that's core strength. Part of that is this big spare tire in the middle. The local bike stores are guesswork. It just seems that way. I mean, they spend time with you. They look at your form. They all have experience. For all I know, it's just as good. But the lady that I went to, she took video of me. She put stickers and stuff all over my, your joints, connectors and stuff, drawing lines with the computer and all that stuff. The thing is, for me, back then, and sometimes even now, but not recently, the number one thing prohibiting me and standing in my way was the saddle sores. And so I would do anything to get more comfortable for the saddle sores. Otherwise I wasn't going to ride. Otherwise it was 45 minutes and done. Now, I've adjusted the seat, I've been tweaking it here and there, and the saddle sores aren't as much of a problem. They haven't been in the last month or so. I think some of that's just from riding every day, and some of that is for the tweaks. I gotta be honest with you, Matt, to a certain degree, I don't know that they know what they're talking about. I've watched video after video of bike fits, and everyone seems like an expert, and it sometimes drives me mad. And they want a lot of money. And I'm not saying necessarily Jason. I trust Jason, actually. I had Jason on the podcast. Nice guy. I wouldn't even mind driving out there and getting fit from Jason. I just wonder sometimes. I actually trust Jason more than probably anybody else. But who knows? I will do that. I should do that for myself. That's actually something, you know what, I gotta tell you. That's one thing that I've always said, is that you never know, swimming especially too. You never know how you look until you see yourself. It feels good. I had someone videotape me swimming, and one of the main common problems with swimming, especially beginners, is that when you put your stroke out in front and you reach, you go over the midline, right? So you're putting your arm all the way over to the side. And that's subtracting energy, costing you speed. That's like free speed that you're screwing up. Because when your arm goes in the water, you're across your body and you're taking so much strength out. So, very consciously when I stroke, trying to kind of keep my arm straight. And you think they're straight. And then someone took a video of me, and it wasn't like I'm exaggerating, but without a doubt, my stroke was over, especially with my left arm, my stroke was over the midline. And so now when I stroke, I don't even aim. What I think is straight is actually over the midline. So I aim way out here, and then if I watch the video, it's straight. So your perception sometimes of what you're doing is not the same as what you're actually doing. And the only way to see what you're actually doing is to tape it and watch it. I think it would be a great podcast episode if I just grabbed the GoPro. I could even bring my daughter. go see Jay, see the store. He actually, I think we talked about that when he was on the podcast. Taking the GoPro to the store and just doing an episode on bikes. I tell you what, I went to my shop the other day to get my heart rate monitor, which was actually, it's like $60. And I thought it was gonna be a lot more. I bought a cheap one, it wouldn't connect. I don't think it had Bluetooth or something. But anyway. You go in there's like 3 guys. It's funny, I know 2 of the people that work there. So when they're working there, super comfortable, go say hi, they're very friendly. But the like technicians they got working on the bikes there, they kind of all hang out in the back. You know, they have like 3 bikes up on the rack. They're laughing and giggling, they're all disheveled. It's not a bad idea, Matt. Maybe I'll do that when I got Sam. See if Steph wants to come too. I don't know that I can drag her up there just to get my bike fit. But maybe it's a long ride with the baby. If I could bring Sam, she'd probably go with me. I lost my train of thought totally. Anyway, this is the point. The point was, it's intimidating to go to the bike store and start asking questions. Even me. And if you include my Zwift time, I guarantee you I've spent more time on the bike than those guys. It's just, they work at the bike store. You notice they're not very inviting. I feel like Jay is way more inviting. Just talking to him. Don't you give out free beer in the store? Just saying. I think that's after the rides, right? But if there's any intimidation factor for someone like me going into a bike store, start asking questions, they don't. And intimidation is like not because I'm a dummy. It's because, and it's subtle. I'm sure they don't mean it. I bet there's like a shyness factor in there. They don't want to talk to regular people. They see a guy come in, middle-aged guy. They assume that, I don't know what they assume. But they'd rather kind of just hang out in the back, talk about bikes, and come in and see, answer my stupid questions. And if it's intimidating at all for me, exactly. I tell you, Jay made me feel at home just talking to him. So but what I'm saying is, if it's intimidating for me to go into a store like that, imagine what it's like for a first timer, someone who doesn't really know what they're doing. I actually got, so the 2 guys that I know at the store, one of them doesn't work here anymore, I think. But he got referred to me from a friend of mine. And that guy was awesome. I went in there and said hello. He came in and showed me like 2 or 3 bikes. Told me the bike that he recommended, which was not the most expensive one. Which could have been a sales tool, I don't know. But he sold me a bike, and now every time I go in there, if I see him, well, I don't see him anymore because he doesn't work there, but if I see him though, or when I saw him, it was cool. It was cool to be there. But now these young guys, it's like, they're just so like standoffish. It's like, you know what they're like? They're like the skater kids in the park. When they see an adult, it's like their natural reaction is to scatter and run. I hear you, man. It's intimidating. It can totally be intimidating. I went in there, I think I was like 230 at the time. I was just starting to train for my first iron. And actually the guy that sold me the bike was great, and then the guy that fit me was like old crusty cyclist guy, and he was great. He had so many stories to tell. I tried to get him on the podcast, but he wouldn't come out. And what was his line to me? I said to him, I said, hey, you know any like triathlon coaches around here? You know, I'm just starting out. I'm kind of looking for some guidance. He goes, coaches, what do you need to do? And I'm like, well, I need to know how I should be training. He goes, what's triathlon? Swim, bike, and run. Do those three. That's it. That's all the advice he had, which I thought was great. And sometimes that's all you need. Is that three? 3 sets done? 3 more to go? ...786 feet of elevation. 3.5 miles. But I give it to you, Matt. You know, when you're 350 pounds and you walk in that bike store, I mean, I was self-conscious at like 230. It might have been 240. I don't remember. But I was self-conscious about that. So I get it, man. And I got to tell you, sometimes, you know, you see a person come in, you know that they're new to the sport, even by the questions they ask. And I'm not even talking about cycling, but running in general. Sometimes they don't feel like they belong. That's all BS, man. You just gotta find the right crew, the right crowd, right support system. Guys that'll wake up with you at 5 a.m. I was looking at the YouTube stats the other day, and I put these videos up and I never really look at how many people watch them. I know we watch them. You know, I'm out here. I know Ron's out here watching it. I know Matt's sometimes checking in the morning about half the time. We get a good amount of people that watch these videos. So if you're watching, man, you guys are on. You guys are watching. You're watching the videos and you're on Zwift. You come join us. And I think one of them had like 17 views or something. Which I know it's not like it's thousands of people, but that's pretty good. Look at that. No one gets free stuff quite like Matt Shore. You gotta get the, now you gotta get like the pole for the GoPro. It steadies it, it's nice. You also gotta get the clip, the bike clip. Or you can throw it on your helmet. You get a sticker and you put it on the helmet. I got some footage of our ride, by the way. Especially me throwing the bike into someone's trunk. I actually do have footage of that. Download a, so I have this, you can actually see it here. If you look at the bottom of my screen, at the icons, there's that triangle one, the upside down. Here, I'll show you. This is called, I don't know if there's anything embarrassing here. This is called HitFilm Express. It's a free software for video editing. So here's my last podcast. It's not gonna go, huh? Yeah, it's too early. It's just slow. Here it is. So here's all like the video and the audio. You clip it all together. I'm not clipped. I don't have my hard drive here, so it's coming up as everything's doesn't exist. What you got to do, Matt, is you get something like that. You got the dog harness. I saw that. I saw that as part of the equipment. I almost got it too. But you get that stuff, and what happens is you get the files. So you take the camera out, take your footage. The footage kind of downloads it to files onto the disc that's inside the camera, the mini disc, and then the disc is like the size of your pinky nail. It really is. Then you got to pop that into like a little mini disc, and that goes straight into your computer. All the files download. And you can put them in that software. You can throw music on top of it if you want. It's pretty easy. And it's like anything else. You just got to get used to it. You can layer special effects and stuff on it if you wanted. All that stuff. I don't usually do a lot with my video stuff. I just kind of pop it in there. I mean, it's a podcast. Occasionally, like when I'll take a picture or mini video and I'll splice it in there, or I'll put it like in the top corner so it looks like a news reporter kind of thing. You can do all that stuff. It's not that hard. You can learn everything on YouTube. I gotta tell you, I'm tired. This has been the easiest ride I've done in probably the last 6 months. I'm tired. 1,000 feet of elevation here, Ron. Doing well. How do you get around copyright? So you mean for music? So music is strange. So music, you either have to have permission from the artist. And the problem with YouTube is YouTube's filters will catch, even if you put a snippet of music in there, it will catch that you put copyrighted music in there. So I have one video that I made probably about 5 years ago. It's like a clipped together video of my training for my first New York City Marathon, and there's a Coldplay song to it. Now I think what happens, Ron's an animal. He's crushing it. And I think what happens is, yeah, look at him, he's like 17 seconds ahead. And we're gonna keep everyone together more. Zwift is like, we're just taking this guy. You guys aren't worthy. We're gonna detach him from the group, send him way up front. Anyway, so that video, here's what I think happens. Is I think in general, they're not going to bust your chops if you're a little channel and you're not posting like crazy content or, you know, anything nutty. I mean, I have a video of me losing a lot of weight and finishing New York City Marathon and raising money for American Cancer Society. I mean, it takes a special kind of dick to like take that down, you know, but they could do it if they wanted. My gut is that they have connections to a lot of like agents or companies that put out copyrighted material, and so they find out, and it actually says it if you look up the video. It says that it's Coldplay's, what's the song? I can't remember the song. It's a good song though. Attaboy, Ron. Ron's crushing it. I'm gonna have to check out your activity after this. So anyway, they identify it. I believe what they do is they actually present it in a way, either email or something, to the artist, who can either remove it, have your content removed, or can let it sit there. Now, I think the benefit to letting it sit there for them is that if there's any money made off of that through advertising, I believe that money gets funneled to them and you don't get to keep it. Now, my site, you know what, dude, that is one of the major hurdles to get over. Major hurdle. Being able to post yourself on video. I think the way I look at it is I'm going to do this anyway. I'll put it out there and see, you know, and if people want to watch, then that's fine, whatever, they come watch. It's just a different wrinkle, I guess. And I started with the podcast, now it's just my voice, and that's nerve-wracking too. It's not if I ruled the world. It's, I'm going to think of it. That's in my head. Fix You. Fix You is the song. And it matches with the video really well. You know, I'm not even really, I'm like a medium zone Coldplay fan. I don't have like, you know, like Coldplay posters on my wall. I don't push the music on my daughter or anything, but some of the songs are really good. There, I said it. So anyway, I think the wrinkle is you know, you can put it out there, and the worst thing that YouTube can do is say, hey, that's a copyright strike, and I think you get like 3 of those before they take down your channel. So, alternatively, ready for this, Matt? Alternatively, yeah, it took me a while to get that, Ron. Like, I'm singing the words in my head. I would have sang out loud, but then all the viewers would leave. So alternatively, you can go, YouTube has a free music library, and it's not mainstream songs. It's just background music for the most part. Typically, that's what I use for the Ordinary Marathon, or the Ordinary Marathon, the compilation video, the slideshow. That's what I use for that. Dude, I think you're absolutely right, Matt. I think you are absolutely right. And that's one of the reasons I do it too. You know, so I did a talk in front of Allison's group, Allison Knott's group, about a month ago. That wasn't perfect. It was the first time I've ever really spoken and did like a speaking kind of event. But I laid out kind of like my story and how it all worked and how I got involved in this. And I really liked the video. I really liked my premise. And Which song, Matt? I'll tell you what. So, the song I use for Ordinary Marathoner, the podcast, that's my buddy's song. Mike Praviti is his name. Mike Praviti was a friend of mine from Boston who I met, and he, just a regular guy. And it turns out he's a musician. And at first I'm like, all right, a musician does it. I play guitar in a cover band, so I get it. But it's fun. And it turns out, no, Mike does all his original stuff. He worked with some bands too. Like bands that you would know, that you would have heard of. I can't remember what they were though. And some of his songs got played. This is like his career highlight, I think. Some of his songs got played on MTV Real World. Like as they cut to commercial break, they would play his songs. Which is, I mean, look, if you didn't make it, that's a pretty cool thing to have, you know? MTV used my songs. I didn't get a video on there. I didn't, but I saw him play out in a bar in Boston. He was great. And so I downloaded his album. It's called Extraordinary. I listened, and I was just putting together the podcast. I said, hey man, can I use your song? And he was like, yeah, of course. And he's retired from music since. He's got some kids. He's a hardworking guy. You got to make ends meet, especially when you have kids. And if the music ain't doing it, sort of like if the triathlon coaching ain't doing it. But yeah, that's Mike Praviti. And the album's still on iTunes. Anyone can download it. You can just download the song. He's got some really good songs on that album too. I know. What's Breakfast at Tiffany's? I could play that song on guitar. It's not the Refreshments, is it? No, it's not the Refreshments. What the hell is Breakfast at Tiffany's? Now you're gonna make me look at that. Look that up. All right. That's another song. It's like, that's one of the songs like everyone likes, but nobody tells their friends that they like it. It's gonna bother me. Deep Blue something. There you go. I'm not downloading it. Save my manhood. But it's a good song. It's catchy. Like Matt, Shoulders. But again, you know what? I am on right now. I'm on the pads for the aero bars. That's what I'm holding on to. That's not a position. Again, the hood sometimes I'm more comfortable. Deep Blue something. Ron with the trivia. We need you, Ron. We need you at tonight's ride. Get BT on there. Steal the companion app. We don't have a lot of people signed up. We got like 6 people signed up. I started inviting some random people that I don't know. Sometimes they show up when I do that. And then sometimes they stick around for months. They just become part of the regular crew. Here we go. This is the last one. Today's been kind of a nice chill ride. We got 1,500 feet of elevation. Ron's been crushing it, dragging us up this hill. Is it? Sorry, Ron. It's a good song. It is a good song. And like I said, I played on guitar. So, I know the lyrics. So, admittedly, I listened to it too. A little bit of shame. A little bit of shame. I got some stuff on here. You guys would, yeah, it's. I should just make a list of like my top 10 embarrassing songs. A lot of New Edition. I got Stacy's mom. We used to cover Stacy's mom in my band. I used to do all the background vocals. I'll tell you. Here, I'll give you our set list. We did like a lot of like Green Day, Blink 182. Played Jesse's Girl. Oh man, what else did we play? I can't even remember. We had like a 25. We would rotate like a 25 song set list. And we played gigs in Manhattan every 6 months or so. And most of it was a friendly crowd of people that we knew, but it was a lot of fun. Sugar were going down. We were all over the place. I sang 2 songs. I sang, here's a good song for you, Ron. I sang The Anthem by Good Charlotte. Green Day sellouts, total sellouts. I don't like them, but I like their songs. They're too catchy. Wake Up Green Day today, right? September ends. I got you, Ron. I got you. I figured that out. Wake me up when September ends. I got it. Sneaky. We played When I Come Around. There's another song that we played. We played Better Man by Pearl Jam was another one. The 2 songs I sang, The Anthem by Good Charlotte and it's a Blink 182 song. I can't even remember. Can't remember. What's My Age Again? That's what it was. Bush, we played a Bush song too. Oh, you know what we played? We played Machine Head. My friend Greg sang that one. Played Seven Nation Army. Rusted Root. We didn't play Rusted Root. So Rusted Root came to my school probably like 1994 to play. They were kind of unknown band. And they really, unless you're a fan, really the only song that hit it was Send Me On My Way. If you ever watched the movie Ice Age, it's like, I know that's cartoon, but I got kids. So if you ever watch the movie Ice Age, that song is really prominent. And it's kind of like really hard to understand the lyrics to that song. So I have a friend who used to sing that song. He was walking around work and he had no idea what the lyrics were. And he didn't think it was Send Me On My Way. He thought it was Simeon the Whale. And he ran around singing Simeon the Whale. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Simeon the Whale. Foodie's good. Foodie's underrated. Catchy stuff. By the way, I got like 5 million drops. I don't know what to buy in this game. Anyway. Finish this up with 8 minutes. Really 8-minute cooldown. Really 2-minute cooldown and a 6-minute cool up. Because the cooldown starts at higher than 105 watts. Which makes no sense to me. we sang I Would Walk 500 Miles. Did you stop here, Ron? Are you done? You cooked? Good stuff today, man. Way to work. Way to pull us up 1,700 feet. Come on, man. You couldn't get us up to 1,700? Alright, look, I did more. As I passed him after he pulled me up the hill. Where's Todd? I'm gonna talk to Todd. By the way, did you guys hear I improved my FTP by 7 watts yesterday? In case you didn't hear. I feel like I had a little more. A little more. That was fun. This was like a nice, yeah, you're right, kind of like a nice laid back conversation. Todd just snuck in here in the group this morning. And 6 minutes. So you see it goes to 110 from 105? Which is just dumb. Cool up. Doing the cool up. Yeah, next week it's got to get a little harder. This was fun today. This is exactly what I needed. I'm gonna get Todd like a little screen that he could watch our YouTube stream. Yeah, I just wanted a nice, easy ride today. This is feeling exactly what I wanted to do. This is doing exactly what I wanted to do. You know, you ingrain those habits. So yeah, this is an easy week, other than my FTP test. But you know what? I missed that day on Tuesday. I felt pretty good the last couple mornings. Today, honestly, I wasn't strong today. If I had a workout today, I would have struggled mightily. But you keep those good habits. You know, I'm gonna get off this bike at 6 a.m. having burned probably, I don't know, 425, 450 calories. We talked about that yesterday at the end of the ride. Starting your day at a deficit. I used the last eggs yesterday, so I gotta go buy. We're probably gonna go order breakfast this morning, which means BLTs. Wheat toast. They're kind of small, but they're so good. place near us makes them so good. Oh my god. I never think to order BLTs. And whenever I order them, I never remember how good they are. They're good. The lettuce is nice and crisp. Juicy tomatoes, the bacon, crisp, thick. Ah. Of course, that kind of nets out my ride this morning, but I'll take it. That's why you ride, so you can eat the BLTs. I don't think I drank much water today. Let's see. Yeah, it's like up here. Matt and I ordered pizza from Stewart's, which is like the convenience store in upstate New York. I'm sure there are other places too. We got a buffalo chicken pizza. And the funny thing is, I was hungry enough that I did eat a slice or two. Worst pizza I've ever had in my life. I mean, I don't know how you mess up pizza, but it was inedible. And that's it. All right. Good ride, man. Good ride. Let's see, 450 calories. That's all you need. Good start to the day. I should run later. Am I gonna? I don't know. Thursday night ride, though, we have too. So, a good day planned. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys. I'll I'll see you Thursday night ride, and in the very least, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Same time, same bat time, same bat channel. Later, guys. What is that crap? Get out of here.